within digital banking, and that topic itself is payment system. Payment systems which are used in digital banking, and they are very much popular, user friendly, and now occupying as much size as they can, day by day and month by month. What is said by Brett King, the author of Bank 4.0 book, bank or banking transactions now have one version. Earlier version was 3.0. It was 2 when people used to go for banking transactions physically. Now in the latest version, Bank 4.0, he is saying that banking is no longer somewhere you go. Hmm? Banking is no longer somewhere you go physically. He means to say physically, it's something you do, whether you are doing by sitting at your home, at your workplace, on road, while traveling, or you are going physically and doing some transactions. This is what banking now is. Banking is not somewhere you go. Banking is no longer somewhere you go. It's something you do. And there is one symbolic picture of payment system which were used in 2010, around 12 years back. What they were, NEFT was not existing. NEFT was existing, Rtgs was existing, but it was used by certain people who used to be IT literate and well educated. People were feeling risky to make use of these payment systems online or digitally. Electronic clearance system, cards, debit card, credit card, they used to be part of digital banking in year 2010. MICR clearing. Very few options as digital payment system were available when in around 12 years back, people used to go for digital banking. 2020 is having almost double the option of 2010. What they are: PPIs, cards, Rupee, BBPS, NETC, UPI, IMPS, NACH, NEFT, and Rtgs. These all factors are included in 2020's payment. Now, how many options we have? 10 options, almost 10 options which we can use, and they are very much popular these days. With these all types of options which are available with us, we are quite uh, having convenience, and they are being used not just by well educated literate people living in urban area. They are reaching with high speed up to illiterate, lower class, rural population also. When we are talking of payment system within India, and when we have to take a review of a payment system which is used in India. So this is what a symbolic figure for payment system in India between 2010 and 2020. Share of payment system. What share of payment system was there in 2010-11? Now, paper transactions were having occupied maximum share of 60%. 60% was maximum transaction, and they were done through paper by filling up slip, by filling up paying slip, withdrawal slip, check, DD, or any application written by hand, then submitted at the counter, respective counter. All these was paper transactions. Now, retail electronic was almost 18%. Card payments were 22%, and PPI was 0%. Now, paper transactions, how much paper transactions are remaining? Anyone can quote by looking at the second graph. What is the percentage of paper transaction in year 2019-20? Will you please answer? The graph is there on screen. Chinmay, you can hear me? Yes, you can hear me? Okay. Now, the paper transactions, what they are done are from 60% decreased to 3%. And PPI transaction, which were 0%, they are now 61%. You're getting my point? So this is the way payment system in India has changed. Now, we have certain important terms which we should know when we are knowing about this Indian payment system or payment system, the way it happens. MICR, what we have heard a lot. What is meant by MICR? Magnetic ink character recognition. Now, MICR is a type of check clearing system, have evolved from manual clearing system to MICR, and it started between 1985-86, which brought in automation, standardization, and efficiency in check clearing process. Even then, with facility of MICR, within the same bank, from Bank of Baroda, Hinjewadi branch, if someone is depositing Bank of Baroda, Shivajinagar branch check, it used to take at least 2 working days. With MICR, the facility, it is almost happening with the duration of 1.5 hours. And forget about Bank of Baroda check is getting deposited in SBI, or SBI check getting deposited in Bank of India. That used to take lots of time. Interstate, intrastate, inter-district, intra-district, from one branch to other branch, from one bank to other bank. It was taking too much time. Now, MICR instruments with magnetic media-based clearing system, technology facilitated carrying out clearing activity electronically. There's no manual clearing happening, that attendant or peon from the bank is going with bunch of check to other bank. Then there the clerk sitting at that particular bank is writing it in muster, writing it in register, and then they are clearing it, then they are paying cash. All these things are not happening now, wherein clearing data was processed electronically with physical checks exchanged alongside. To further ease up the process, high value clearing HVC was introduced during the 80s for clearing checks of value of rupees 1 lakh and above. This clearing was available at select Clark centers in the country till it was discontinued in the year 2009. What it was till 2009, it was a technology very much appreciated, accepted by consumers. Later on, the system was replaced by modern technology, by some other technology. Now, with following implementation of core banking system in banks, speed clearing was launched in year 2008 for local clearance of outstation checks drawn on core banking enabled branches of banks, which drastically reduced the turnaround time. What I am talking of, 2 working days, 3 working days, that is called as turnaround time for clearing of outstation checks. Outstation checks takes longer time than checks done on core banking or local checks. Now the next point in payment system is check truncation system. This particular system, CTS checks, if you have seen checkbooks, at the bottom they do have this CTS written, or there's a specific mark also. CTS enables use of the image of check for payment processing, thereby eliminating the need for physical movement of checks. This particular image is stored in soft copy with concomitant benefits of reduced turnaround time for clearing of checks, particularly more so in case of outstation checks. So image soft copy is required, not the actual hard copy of the check. Now, RBI, for this CTS system to implement throughout India, conducted one pilot survey or study in New Delhi capital and introduced possibility of CTS. Based on the survey conducted and pilot study done in February 2010, CTS 2010 standards were framed to enhance and standardize the security features on check forms. So these were few surveys and feedback which was taken from RBI. Now with CTS, mandatory features were specified, including paper and watermark. What I said to you, when it comes to CTS checks, they used to have watermark. With watermark, what happens, how much secure we become, even if we are taking color photograph of that particular check, this watermark will not be visible in color check. Even if it is a original letterhead of any company or any important document, when you are having color photocopy of the same, even if it is a 10 rupee or 100 rupees judicial, non-judicial stamp, they do have watermark, and that watermark is not visible in color copy. So CTS checks used to have watermark, wide pantograph, and bank's logo with ultraviolet ink. Now, field placements of a check, colors and clutter-free background, prohibiting alterations, corrections on checks, pre-printed account number, etc., with the name of that person also. Apart from these, banks were given the leeway to include suitable desirable features provided the mandatory security features are not compromised. So with the response which was uh, very much positive from the market and pilot survey done in Delhi area, CTS checks were applicable throughout India from 2010 onwards. So these all factors are very much important when it comes to CTS checks. Now IFSC, you all must have heard IFSC code when you search in Google search engine. Whichever bank it must be, or whichever area or whichever branch it may be, we quickly can source IFSC code. When we are registering someone to make payment or to receive payment from him, we have to mention certain important things. What must be them? Name of that party, account number, and third important thing is IFSC code. If IFSC code is wrong, payment gets cancelled, whether you are at receiver's end or payer's end. IFSC is Indian Financial System Code. IFSC is Indian Financial System Code. How it works is an 11-digit alphanumeric code used to uniquely identify a bank and its branches, with the first 4 digits representing the bank. Then fifth character is 0 and the last 6 digits representing the specific branch code. Now Bank of Baroda, Talegaon, how it is? BARB. Bank of Baroda's first four letters, BARB, zero. Fifth character is zero. The last six digits representing the specific branch code. TALEGAON. Talegaon spelling in English is TALEGAON. But how it becomes IFSC code for Bank of Baroda Talegaon branch? BARB 0 TALEGA. This way we have to mention IFSC code for Bank of Baroda Talegaon branch. I am giving you an example here. Now, here the IFSC is mandatory for fund transfer through various payment systems. These payment systems are Rtgs, NEFT, IMPS, as it helps to identify the destination of the beneficiary bank and branch. So, identification of the destination of the beneficiary bank and its branch destination is required for IFSC code. And this electronic payment system works very faster than rest all traditional methods. Now, what is the more to explain in IFSC? As the implementation of core banking system by banks with all branches connected to a centralized system, now RBI is allocating the primary IFSC representing bank code, and banks can create, modify, delete additional IFSCs for their own branches through IFTAS. The updates are circulated by IFTAS to all member banks to ensure the same reflects in their system. So this is what relevant with IFSC code. How IFSC code is generated, what basics are required as a payment system in IFSC, that I have explained you. Electronic clearing system. Electronic clearing system. This particular term is repeatedly used whenever it comes to digital banking and digital payment system. In the mid-80s, again between 1985 up to 1991-92, RBI took initiative to bring technology-based solutions to the banking system. Now, one such initiative which was introduced in 1990 was the ECS scheme for handling bulk and repetitive payment requirement like salary, interest, dividend payment, then what we say EMI. When a person is taking loan of 3 years and every month he is making EMI payment, he is supposed to make payment of 36 EMI, isn't it? But when we are depositing advance checks, they are not 36. We are giving them at the most 3 checks. Even then, every month, dot 7th of month, dot 1st of month, dot 12th of month, our payment keeps on going. This happens because of ECS, electronic clearing services. Now, in this particular payment system, RBI introduced an ECS scheme to provide a faster method of effecting periodic and repetitive collections of utility payments by companies. Even if you want to make payment of utility bill payment of electricity, you just have to opt for that option. And every month from your savings account or from the account number you have given, it will get credited. It will get debited. To consolidate the ECS system, RBI introduced National Electronic Clearing Service and Regional Electronic Clearing Service also. So this is what related to electronic clearing service. Now, earlier ones I have shown you one graph or one symbolic picture of 2010 payment systems, 2020 payment systems. There was one word NACH, National Automated Clearing House. NACH, I haven't made any PPT of NACH, but I will let you know, NACH is a centralized electronic clearing system operated by RBI. NACH was formed to consolidate multiple ECS systems running across the country into one centralized system. It operates both NACH credit and NACH debit payment systems. And when used for making one-to-many credit transfers, such as payment of dividend, interest, salary, pension, distribution of subsidies, etc. NACH debit operates to collect transactions from many accounts to one destination account, or collection of various utility payments pertaining to telephone, electricity, water and gas charges, etc. And it's also facilitate collection of periodic installments towards loans. That was I was explaining you, investments in mutual funds, insurance premium, etc. These all factors are done by NACH payment system. We are investing money, we are making payment, we are receiving salary, we are buying certain things periodically. These all factors, we don't have to make use of currency note. There are enough payment systems designed, developed, implemented, pilot survey has been taken, and feedback from customers is also taken. And all these payment systems are doing great when it comes to Indian payment system. Now, here I have one important payment system to give you as a information: card payment. Students, you are listening? Am I audible? In between, I have to check.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay. Now, when I am saying card payment, what must be the card payments? Mainly two card payments: debit card and credit card payment. Now, this particular payment system got introduced in India and it started working since 2010 and much before that also. Card payment is an important payment instrument which has replaced the use of cash, at least at retail outlets and e-commerce sites. We are not supposed to carry lump sum amount of cash, currency notes, when we are at crowded places. What is the chances of there are enough chances of pickpocketing, and this happened to many a times with people while they are traveling at crowded places like local train in Mumbai, weekly market, or temples where people are standing in queue, movie theater. That may be any other particular place where too much crowd is there. And in such situation, to avoid theft of your money, stealing of your money, card is very much important and user friendly option, which is having privacy, security. And with card payments through debit card or credit card, we can make use of these plastic money for payment. Like in other parts of the world, Indian consumers also frequently using cards for payments, even for small transactions also. Even if I have to pay laundry bill of 50 rupees, it's quite possible that I am using card payment. After this 500 and 1000 rupees currency notes got banned, all the payment systems have revolutionized, not just changed. All these payment systems have revolutionized. Now, this is driven in part by more people holding cards and greater availability of point of sale terminals. That may be shopping mall, supermarket, departmental store, movie theater, restaurant, hotel, lodging and boarding, any other place where you are supposed to make payment. In comparison to credit cards, debit cards are much more popular in India. Comparison to credit card, debit cards are much more popular in India. Any reason you can give why debit card is more reliable and trustworthy than credit card? When I am asking you some questions, you are not answering. You heard my question? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Then why credit card is not reliable? Debit card is. Please let me know. Now, if you don't know answer, even you can say no, we don't know. There's no harm. We are online. Now, debit and credit card based payments, you won't believe also. The numbers are very much high. What is said here in the information given, debit credit card based payments registered compounded compounded annual growth rate of 35% for debit card and 33% for credit cards in terms of volume and value in last 10 years. To encourage usage of cards, card infrastructure is required to be robust, strong, and secure. Now, mandating the issue and use of only electromagnetic verification chip and personal identification number based cards, EMV chip and PIN based cards has helped build public confidence as it provides more security than the magstripe only cards. So, adoption of card payments has also been supported by innovations in the form of contactless payments and tokenization technologies. So this is what relevant with debit and credit card usage. From zero, it has reached up to 480 crore thousand rupees in the last 10 years, from 2010-11 to 2019-20. Almost both debit and credit cards are used in a same manner by all citizens of India. One more important payment system that is used in digital way is Rupee Cards. Most of you may be having 2 or 3 bank accounts. Either one debit card, what you are using is having Rupee symbol. Rupee is a homegrown card payment network which was introduced in the year 2012. Now, this was the card with purpose of a less cash economy in the wake of demonetization. In 2016, an issue of Rupee cards accounts has increased user acceptance in the interiors of the country, where people are paying with a card was a novelty just 5 years back. If someone was having a debit card, he used to be considered as very rich person. But Rupee card with instant availability without having individual customer's name on it is popular debit card and is increasingly accepted credit version also. Now, countries, India as a country that encourage domestic cards have been observed to be faster in moving away from cash. Most of the people are preferring to make use of Rupee card. Rupee is very much accepted in rural area. India is a late entrant to the domestic card market, and in 2017, the share of Rupee was only 15% of the total cards issued. Now, on November 30th, 2020, in a span of 3 years, with about 60 crore Rupee cards issued by nearly 1,158 banks. Throughout India, 60 crore cards in 2020. In year 2020, our population was 120 crore and cards distributed were 60 crore, means 50% of total population. The market share of Rupee has increased to more than 60% of total cards issued. A significant proportion of Rupee card is in the nature of debit cards with only 9.7 lakh credit cards issued. Credit cards from Rupee is not much having that sizable portion of market occupied. So this is what Rupee started its international operations through its acceptance and issue in Bhutan, achieved with the integration of Bhutan Financial Switch with NFS, National Financial Services, and to increase its acceptance around the world. Rupee has tied up with other payment networks like Union Pay, China, JCB, Japan, NETS, Singapore, DC Card, South Korea, ELO, Brazil, and Dina Card, Serbia. So this much is enough for Rupee card as description. Now let's go for RTGS, real-time gross settlement. What is meant by RTGS and how it is done? Large value systems are the most critical components or large value payment system or real-time gross settlement. So RTGS is the critical component of the national payment system. They can generate and transmit disturbances of a system nature to the financial sector. Now, large value payment systems are therefore systematically important FMIs and critical for smooth function of the financial system. RTGS accounts for majority of value transactions settled in Indian payment system. Average value of RTGS transaction is always around a crore of rupee, and RTGS is available for customer transaction between 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and for interbank payment 7 a.m. to 7:45 p.m. There is specific timing for RTGS transactions. At midnight 12, you cannot do or perform RTGS transaction. It will kept on pending, or you have to put scheduled date also. RTGS available round the clock with effect from December 14. Implementation of RTGS 24/7 is expected to facilitate global integration of Indian financial market. Now, when it comes to access to RTGS, on the basis of access criteria guidelines issued by RBI, those parties, entities who have to comply with specific requirements like membership of Infinite, domestic SWIFT network, maintenance of current account, settlement account with RBI, these all things are very much required for RTGS. Now, what all are the things available with RTGS? RTGS is available through any of the three options. That is thick client, web API, and payment originator. So these all are relevant models for RTGS transactions. Now, I have one figure here, which is symbolic presentation of increase in RTGS transactions done by every citizens of India. In year 2010, around 4.5 lakh crore transactions was happening through RTGS. Now, how much they are? RTGS volume in crores, that is 14.50 lakh crore rupees. RTGS share in volume, that is term percentage, and RTGS share in volume, that is term percentage. This is what retail payment and large values. It is increasing every financial year and increasing multifold. So these all factors are very much important of RTGS transactions. Now, one of the very popular payment method or payment system is NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer. This we choose as an option when we are going through internet banking or online banking. net banking, what we say as an individual. NEFT is a part of centralized payment system, is a retail payment system. As an individual, you can opt for NEFT also, owned and operated by RBI. At the time of its implementation, almost 17 years back in 2005 November, it started with only 8 member banks. Only 8 banks were member of NEFT. As at the end of December 2020, NEFT system covers a network of 220 member banks and their 1,70,996 branches. These member banks also extend NEFT facility to customers through sub-members. And there is no floor or ceiling for the amount that can be transferred in a single transaction. Because of which NEFT has emerged as a popular hybrid payment system with average transaction value of approximately 10 lakh rupees. In further explanation of NEFT, what I would like to say that with RBI's payment system vision to provide uninterrupted availability of safe, secure, accessible and affordable payment system, NEFT was made available as a round-the-clock fund transfer facility without any holiday with effect from December 2019. Earlier, these Rtgs NEFT payments were having specific time duration, but nowadays they are 24/7 available. NEFT is a straight-through process which operates in 48 half-hourly batches, 24/7, and credits are made into destination account based on beneficiary's unique account number (UAN). And as laid down in the NEFT procedural guidelines, beneficiary's account must be credited or transaction returned to the originating bank within 2 hours of settlement of the respective batch. If a transaction is successful, money must be get credited to the beneficiary's account in the next 2 hours. And if it is having some problem, the same amount should get credited to the originating bank from the payee's account. Now, in case of delays in either credit to the beneficiary account or return of the transaction to the originating bank, penal interest at repo rate plus 2% has to be paid to destination account. So these are the strict rules which are required to be followed by banks who are operating NEFT. Now NEFT has led the way for other payment systems to operate and is expected to change the entire face of Indian banking with multiple product design around it to cater to the round-the-clock users. So this is what relevant with NEFT transactions. One graph again here to show you NEFT volume lakh of rupees, NEFT volume shown in these bars, and in crores of rupees this one is showed. It was almost at zero in lakhs of rupees when it comes to 2010-11. In year 2019-20, the value in rupee crore, what it is, 200 crore, 29 lakh 45,580 crore rupees. This much transactions have happened alone in 2019-20. So this is what relevant with NEFT growth in the last 10 years. So this way we can look into the other fast payments also. Payment systems are becoming faster and more convenient. That is known to us. Notwithstanding its many features, NEFT is not tagged as a fast payment. See, NEFT is for our service, for our convenience, but it is not tagged as a fast payment. fast payments are defined by two key features, speed and continuous service availability, wherein transmission of the payment message and the availability of final funds to the payee occur in real time or near real time and are available on as near to a 24-hour or 7 day. So currently IMPS and UPI, these are the latest versions or softwares of or electronic payments, instant money payment service. IMPS and UPI are the two existing fast payments in India, with the latter driving the retail payments volume. The two systems handle 835 crore transactions. What I am talking, sorry, 8.35 crore makes it 8 crore 35 lakh. Listen carefully the number digits. The two systems, IMPS and UPI, handle 8 crore 35 lakh transactions on a daily basis. For value of 22,855 crore. This figure is from December 2020, and this excludes the transactions handled by NEFT, though the debate continues as to why these cannot get included as a fast payment system, since the processing and final settlement in NEFT is handled on a batch basis with half-hourly systems. Even then, 8 crore 35 lakh is too high transaction number on a daily basis, and value of 22,850 crore. In December 2020, this was the figure, and December 2020, you must be knowing, was the time of pandemic, corona pandemic time it was, and second wave of pandemic was about to start, and first wave of pandemic was about to end. So this is what relevant with IMPS. Now we will have discussion, or I will give you information about IMPS, the subtopic in payment system, immediate payment service or immediate payment system. IMPS is a 24/7 fast payment system that was introduced in 2010, 12 years back. India was the fourth country after South Korea, UK, and South Africa to introduce such a payment system. The system provides for real-time transfer of funds between the remitter and beneficiary. Remitter is the party who is depositing money from his account to beneficiary's account. Beneficiary is the party who is getting credited money in his bank account. Beneficiary with a deferred net settlement between bank. You are transferring, the other party is receiving. This is happening in real time. There's no schedule, there's no specific duration, or there's no waiting at all, in simple language, in IMPS system. The system facilitates push transactions with a per transaction limit of rupees 2 lakh. In one transaction, maximum you can transfer 2 lakh rupees. IMPS is a multi-channel system that can be accessed using mobile, ATM, internet banking, bank branches, etc. Besides bank, the system allows non-bank entities such as PPI issuers to participate and facilitate remittances from wallet to the recipient bank account. Now, initially the system required both the remitter and the beneficiary to be registered for mobile banking. In beginning, mobile banking was mandatory for IMPS system, which was becoming hurdle for the growth. Hence, the system was upgraded to enable remittance of funds by using other parameters such as account number and IFSC, or by using bank account linked Aadhaar number. If bank linked account is connected with Aadhaar number, any party can make use of IMPS system as payment system. So this was relevant to IMPS. The next important payment system is UPI, Unified Payment Interface. UPI is a mobile-based 24/7 and 365 days a year is a fast payment system wherein users can send and receive money instantly. Now they have virtual payment address set by the user itself. The unique feature of VPA, virtual payment address transaction, is the secure aspect of UPI architecture, as it obviates the need for sharing account or bank details to the remitter. Now it supports person to person and person to merchant payment and can be used over smartphone, feature phone, and at merchant location also. A person is having app for UPI, he can get credited to his bank account, get remitted from his bank account also, either way. Now, how UPI payment is done? UPI payment facilitates immediate money transfer through pull and push payment, merchant payments, utility bill payments, QR code, scan and pay. We have this scan and pay very much popular method. And non-financial transactions such as mobile banking registration, balance inquiry, that also can be carried out using UPI. And it powers multiple bank accounts into single mobile application of any participating bank. And funds can be transferred using verified payment access or VPA, verified virtual payment address, virtual payment address or account number with bank code. So this way we can make use of UPI also. The system of UPI that went live in September 2016 with a transaction limit of rupees 1 lakh was upgraded to UPI 2.0 advanced version in 2018 in a duration of 2 years, and its limit per transaction was increased to 2 lakh and a few additional features to enhance customer convenience, safety and security of transactions also. UPI has grown to the fastest payment system in the world. UPI now is the fastest payment system in the world, and many jurisdictions eager to replicate the system. Given its popularity and acceptance, there are many innovations possible to extend UPI to desktop browsers, feature phones, and offline payments as well as recurring payments. So these are the few payment systems like NEFT, Rtgs, then core banking system, MICR checks. Then what we have seen, CTS, Rupee Cards, National Debit Card and Credit Card. How debit and credit card payments started, electronic clearance system. So these all are payment systems having help of or done through digital banking. I will stop here. Okay, students, thank you.